The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is under growing pressure from the families of the hostages, his war cabinet, and the Shin Bet. But regardless, he is still continuing the war on Gaza. Now, why is Benjamin Netanyahu never stopping the war on Gaza, regardless of this pressure? We tell you.
Demonstrations in the heart of Israel, covered in chains and red paint symbolizing blood. Protesters called for an end to the Gaza war and the release of hostages. The demonstrators include former Israeli soldiers who joined relatives of Matan Angrest, an Israeli soldier who is still in Hamas's captivity.
We are here today to be the cry of my brother, who has been rotting and suffering for over 550 days. My brother and 59 other hostages are now in Hamas's hell. We have no feelings left in our hearts. We are so broken and in pain. I am so ashamed that I've reached a point where I'm standing here today wearing my brother's clothes from the kidnapping just to try and make something move.
Benjamin Netanyahu's administration is under increasing pressure at home over his decision to continue fighting in Gaza. Israel's Prime Minister said Hamas has rejected Israel's latest proposal to free half the hostages in return for another temporary truce. He said Israel's only option is to fight the war.
I have ordered the IDF to respond firmly and further increase the pressure on Hamas. We are in the war of rebirth, the war on 7 fronts. This war has very heavy prices, because any such loss is a world in and of itself. But we, as people who desire life, have no choice but to continue fighting for our very existence until victory.
Hamas is firm on its stance. It says it will only free the remaining hostages in return for an Israeli withdrawal and a lasting ceasefire. As a part of its effort to instill some stability in the war-torn enclave, Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas called on Hamas to lay down its weapons.
On the basis of the unity of law, the unity of institutions, the unity of legitimate weapons, and the unity of political decision-making, Hamas must by necessity end its control over Gaza and hand over Gaza responsibilities and hand over its arms to the Palestinian Authority. There is no self-respecting country has 2 weapons. Look at Lebanon and Hezbollah. At the end of it, it's the state. There is no country that allows 2 decisions, 2 sovereigns and 2 weapons and 2 armies. This is not a country. And transform into a political party.
While Abbas has previously called on Hamas to put its forces under the PA's control, he has not done so since the start of the war in Gaza. Diplomatic efforts to craft a plan for Gaza's future are now focused on pushing aside Hamas. However, Israel has also categorically stated the Palestinian Authority's governance in Gaza. Hamas ousted the Palestinian Authority, which now exercises limited control over the occupied West Bank after the 2007 civil war. With Hamas unwilling to give up its arms and Israel refusing to halt its fire, the prospects of attaining a ceasefire in Gaza look remote.